we're going. All right, cool.
The glorious People's Republic
Thank
of
you.
Korea is finally making a major offensive towards unification.
Yeah.
It's the biggest military offensive in years from the Republic of Korea. The glorious Democratic Republic of Korea, as they've been deemed by, the West.
DPRK.
The DPRK. I do not recognize South Korea. Neither does Caleb. You do not recognize as usurpers. We do not recognize the South.
I recognize the South. I most definitely recognize South Korea. Michael's being retarded, but he's talking about how the North Koreans have been sending shit, like literal shit. But you know what I read too? It's not. It wasn't just. I don't think it's just shit. I think one of them was shit.
And a lot of trash. Yeah.
It's mostly trash.
No, dude, there has to be a lot
But
of
do you
shit
know why
there.
they're doing that? I was reading this. Do you know why? And South Koreans have been doing this for like fucking for a very long time. Yeah. They've been sending like weather balloons or just other giant balloons into North Korea.
With condoms.
No, they send over like leaflets about defecting and coming to South Korea
Fucking
and what
usurpers.
All right, chill. But yeah, so I guess they got sick of it. It's your joke is so funny. You have to save it and not do it on the podcast because you've already said it twice and it keeps killing.
Didn't say that.
So you got to hold on to that.
Dude, you're just upset.
No, but yeah, so I guess for whatever reason they finally got like pissed off and they're like enough of these fucking leaflets and sent over cigarette butts and like fucking cups.
They don't have cigarette butts.
Yeah.
No, they have crack or meth pipes.
Well, yeah, they do smoke meth, but it's also like
they have
fucking
cigarettes?
dude, yeah, Korean people love cigarettes.
Dude, you told me that story.
Yeah.
Why is it always why in North Korea, why would the people with the shitty land defect? And if you're gonna defect, why wouldn't you take over the part that has harbors and shit, like actual shipping lanes? How stupid do you have to be to take over the part that can't really support itself?
Oh, like north, like separating the country into like north and half.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that North Korea is like
They're up against. They have China's.
yeah,
backing.
so they can get supplies and shit from China.
Well, not enough apparently.
Well, China doesn't give a fuck, dude.
I know they don't.
China
give a fuck
can
about
barely
nothing.
take care of themselves.
They can't.
That's and the average age of the Chinese citizen is 68. So it's not like they're able to produce shit anymore anyways, which is honestly good. Fuck them. I'm not sure if we did this, but I think overall for the entire world, it's a good thing that China's really too old to do much.
I heard that the average retirement age is 71.
In China?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I believe
they
it.
work after they're dead, dude.
They just keep going to
you
work.
You can say a lot of things about them, but they work hard.
They do work
They're
hard.
like Professor Binns from Harry Potter.
Well, that's the thing is that China's it's like the Asian America, if you really think about it.
A shittier version.
But you know what's kind of fucked up is that
they
China's history, they do eat rocks. China's history is so much longer than almost any other existing countries.
It's kind of cool though, their history.
It goes back 10,000 fucking years
of being conquered basically.
Do you think there are any Christian people in China?
If they are, they're dead.
You think so?
They're currently ethnically cleansing them, dude.
You think so?
You know the area up against Turkey?
No.
Well, China's up against Turkey in one area, and there were a lot of Christians in that area. And China's currently ethnically cleansing the Christians.
Holy shit.
Dude,
I knew they were doing that to the poor Uyghurs. They're getting ethnically cleansed.
Yeah, dude. That's
and
that's because they're Christian or Muslim. There's a mixture of Christian and Muslims over there. And China's no faith is allowed in our country besides faith in the communist government. So they will wipe them out.
Holy shit. Are Chinese people atheists?
They have to be.
If they don't...
Just like North Korea, they only can worship their leader.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy that Russia is kind of a dictatorship because most... No.
Ow, my nuts.
Listen, since the Middle Ages, most religious backed countries, they have become more democratic. Like Spain... England,
religious countries,
yeah, they've slowly become more democratic and freedom based. But the countries where they suppress religion and the ability to practice and talk shit, they've become dictatorships.
And that's in Asia.
It's restriction of, it's oppression of belief.
Yeah,
it's a big part of taking over a country. Cuba, no, A lot of South American countries, the ones that aren't crazy Christian, a lot of them are dictatorships, dude.
Damn, really?
Mexico has a president because they are Catholic as fuck, but it's basically still run by the gang.
That is true. The cartels.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't even
Kinda
think
like
about
Italy's run by. They're not run by the mafia,
So,
but they're
wait,
run
so
by the Calabri.
So Christians, they're the one thing that's holding
Mexico together in South America.
democracy.
Yeah, dog. In those countries, yeah, dog.
Jesus fucking
Fuck,
Christ,
yeah,
are you
dog.
serious?
You know how powerful the Bible is to these people? Dude, it's a big deal to these people.
The Bible,
it's crazy,
The
dude.
Bible in those places is stronger than their constitution.
No, it's stronger than their currency, dude. What are you on about? Yeah, dude. It's pot in the Bible in Mexico.
Yeah.
And most of South America, dude.
Yeah, just hard getting drugs into the United States
dude.
and Jesus.
And
Which
Jesus.
do you think Mexican Jesus is cool with like
Nah,
selling drugs to Americans?
I think all Jesuses are cool with selling drugs.
to the
As long as
United
it's
States.
pot. I
Dude,
don't know.
the Mexican cartel, they don't even sell
Dude, they
weed
don't
anymore.
they don't celebrate Jesus. The Mexican cartel has a different saint, and it's the saint of the dead.
I don't think that's all of them. I think that's
No,
just
they
like
also
what
celebrate the God, but they worship this lady, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Dia
crazy
de
that the
los
Mexican
Muertos.
culture is kind of wild, considering the Day of the Dead. That's weird
It is
to
pretty
me that
fucking
they all
strange.
paint themselves as skeletons.
I'm kind of not excited when someone dies, but I'm indifferent most times to like most people dying. So
Well,
to
they're my
go and
family
like celebrate
members.
them, yeah, exactly.
That's
Or
it.
like my friends that have died.
Yeah,
Have you had any friends that have died?
I was really close to my cousin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like nobody from like school or no one like you made friends with, and then they died. Dude, I knew like
Nah,
fucking
dog.
5 people that died. Sad.
you hanging out with the wrong crowd, dog.
Yeah, yeah, for a little while.
Dog.
I think about the one that I keep. Well, there's a couple that I keep thinking about, but one of them, she was stabbed.
By who?
Her boyfriend.
Did she deserve it? Was she running her mouth?
No, he was crazy.
No, I'm
He
kidding.
like
No
had a
woman
psychotic
deserves
break.
that.
You think?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think there maybe a couple
probably a couple.
of people that deserve to
thousand.
get stabbed and killed.
Let's be honest. The ratio, there's got to be a couple, at least. You know.
It's just math. It's just
Dude,
like
come
a
on.
statistical anomaly that
Boom.
we wouldn't find. at
There's
least
one right now.
one person who just stabbed them.
Just happened, dog.
What happened?
Someone just got stabbed to death.
Just now?
Yeah.
Oh, just stab you
Oh, there's another one.
every 6 seconds on this planet. Someone gets fucking stabbed to death. That
At
is
least-
crazy.
At least every 6 seconds. If you take in the entire planet, I bet it's more often than that. There's like 4 wars going on right now, dude.
Yeah, but I don't think they're really stabbing each other that
No,
much.
they're not. But the citizenry is. They can't get guns. The military took them all, and they can't get enough food. So there's definitely some stabbings going on.
Oh fuck yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
you didn't think about that.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it sucks.
Dude, we should invest in chainmail.
Yeah, and knives. We need some Kevlar stuff in this bitch. That's why I like swords. They can't. They're not gonna take away my goddamn sword, are they?
They're gonna snatch it from you, then use it on you.
Nah, they would never.
Just buy a gun.
Dude, if I get a sword, it's gonna be a big one. The ones
Buy
that,
like one of those
only
like
I
8
can
feet.
hold.
Yeah, yeah, like a fucking claymore, like a Viking.
yeah, dude, it'd be a big ass
You
sword.
could swing and kill 3
Dude,
people.
imagine
At
coming in and trying to take over someone's house, and he has a fuking claymore and he knows how to use it. You're like, fuck!
once. You're standing at the top of the steps and you just jump down. You're like,
With full metal armor and a Viking helmet on, and you're just like, my time has come. You're like, fuck, I'm getting out of here. Fuck.
how funny would it be if you broke into someone's house and they were wearing a full thing of armor and they had a sword and they're like, get ready to die, and you just fucking pop, and you just shoot
think
through the
about
armor
it.
and they're just like,
Think about it.
and they can't, they're just dying. They
Me
can't even
personally,
touch the wound.
if I invested in a suit of armor, I'm lining it with Kevlar.
You have
Are
to.
you kidding me,
You have
dude?
to. And you to walk around, it'd be a
Dude, you'd be
600-pound
You'd
suit.
be the most dangerous person alive.
I mean, yeah.
You'd
you're-
have to be jacked. You couldn't, like, you can handle it. But
no,
some
I
people
couldn't. No, unless we put like computer chips and
Yeah.
like stabilizers and shit.
Yeah, like you're fucking Iron Man. Nah.
Yeah, this is like the poor man's Iron Man suit. Is
Yeah,
a
it's
knight.
me with a sword.
Yeah, and Kevlar, so you could charge up police.
I think, dude. I don't know. I don't remember his
you
name.
could charge up police.
But like supposedly the greatest knight or whoever. I'm not talking shit. I just don't remember his name. When he died, well, first of all, it took the French inventing the early musket to kill him. But when he died, he told his squire to put him up against a tree so he never showed his back to the enemy. dude. He was a badass.
Holy shit.
First of all, it took 3 people shooting with muskets to kill him, and when he did die, he said, "Put me up against this tree, so I've never shown my back to the enemy." That was badass as fuck.
He's definitely a retarded person.
Yeah, but he was a dude.
He's
I don't
the
know.
goat.
They really
He's the
respected.
goat.
He's the goat retarded person, but they respected him. The king of
Yeah,
France,
the
when he was
greatest.
going to get
He was
knighted,
of all the retards,
he's
he
the
was
goat so
number
far.
one.
We'll shout, dude. Me and Caleb know a lot about history, and we'll talk about some great retards.
Oh yeah, we can talk about like
Yeah.
our first president, George Washington, was an
But back to the
actual
back to the
retarded
night,
person.
dude. The king of France, he was French. I know, gross. Don't get me wrong.
That's all
Fucking nasty.
That's all right.
But the king of France knighted him, or when he was going to get knighted by the king.
This big retarded guy.
Yeah, the king knelt down for him to knight him. Crazy to let a retarded person do that.
Yeah. You
With
give him a
dull,
weapon.
even if it's a dull blade. He was definitely a giant. He
Dude.
had to be a giant.
Even if he was just doing like with his hand, like knighting him with his hand, he could still just.
The king's got to be. Maybe he was fat, but he was skinny.
See, here's the thing.
Or
I
tiny.
have more of a king's like physique. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I have the fucking bodyguards.
Yeah,
physique.
exactly. So it'd be like you knighting me and you just taking your hand. We've already established this. You just pick your hand up and on the top of someone's head. And if they're not dead immediately, they're on their way.
For God and country.
Yeah, and then just I'm the
dude.
king.
I would have been a powerhouse back then.
Would you if you lived
I
during
would
that
have been a
time?
warlord.
If you lived during that time, well, you'd like to think so, but do you know how scary that is, bro?
Dude, look at me.
I think
If I was my size, like my height and my build back then, I would be the most dangerous person in like all of England. They were all tiny as fuck.
yeah, they were all like 5'6".
I'd be a giant to them.
Okay, so you would be immediately as soon as they started seeing you grow, they're like, he's gonna be a fucking giant.
He's
You'd
gonna be a
start being
knight.
celebrated within the kingdom,
Yeah.
so you wouldn't spiral out and be like, I'm an outlaw now.
Maybe.
They would be like, dude,
This kid's gotta
we're
be in
gonna-
charge.
Well, no. Here's the thing: everyone else is starving, and they're like, you eat all your meals here, and you just eat as much as you want. You eat like 6 chickens, up like fucking a dozen potatoes. Like they feed you, and then they're like, every year they're like, here's a nicer set of armor
Here's
because
an
you're the
8-pound
personal.
sword.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you're 9. You're 9 now. Here's a 10-pound sword.
Yeah, so you just as you like grow up,
end
you just get
wielding like
better
a
armor.
25-pound blade.
And before you know it, you already work for the fucking
Everyone
king.
else is using like a 3-pound blade, and you're just swinging around 25 pounds, smashing them in half. That'd
It
be
doesn't.
insane.
It doesn't even
It's
matter.
not possible. I don't think.
Armor is not
you know
even.
how big your forearms would have to be, dude.
You could definitely swing a 25-pound sword.
But not for long. Like during the battle, doesn't it last like 3 minutes on average, like a sword fight did? You know how
Not
tiring
you.
that would be? Well, yeah, but I'd have
You would
to
be crushing records, bro. You'd be like Babe Ruth as he entered the fucking.
I think like.
What's that called? The baseball league.
Have you ever seen the show The Last Kingdom?
What's the baseball league called?
MLB.
Oh yeah, MLB.
Fucking
The Last
retard.
Kingdom. No, I haven't seen.
All
it.
right, so I'm not going to go into it, but it's about Vikings, and it had one of the most horrific deaths I've ever seen. They were like fighting to the death, and the guy was getting his ass kicked by this giant, and he was on
Nice.
his like stomach, and
Wait.
the giant did one of his
Like
yells.
a you kind of giant or a mythical giant?
Me kind of giant.
Okay.
And he did one of his yells, and like, cause he was in the middle of his like crew, he did one of his yells like this. The guy's on the ground. He takes his dagger and slices his Achilles. It was the most horrific death I've ever seen, and that is my greatest fear of dying. It's
Getting
my
your Achilles
slashed.
Well,
yeah, dude,
Now
that'd
I
be
know.
horrific.
Now I know.
Yeah,
If you ever
do that to me, I'll haunt your ass.
If
forever.
you
I'll find your ass in hell and I'll fuck you to death.
If you backstab
Again.
me, just know I'm gonna be under your bed, and as soon as you get up for work, I'm fucking taking your Achilles out. I'm gonna crawl out and say, "This is for we didn't say that. You destroyed the podcast. I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Slowly die for 3 hours.
Yeah, just leave your ass there. Yeah, I don't. One of the TV deaths that stuck with me the most was in Dexter. There was one where they had that giant white guy who was just like a psycho, and he made people jump off of stuff.
Yeah.
That fucked. That I still think about that sometimes.
Dude, I love
it makes me
Dexter.
want to carry a gun around and wait for someone to try me and be like, I'm cleaning up the streets.
I love Dexter, dude. It's the best.
That's the scariest thing, though, is that they're just absolute psychopaths in hiding.
Mm-hmm.
That you just like.
That's
you
why
can't
I
tell.
don't believe there's only 25 to 50 serial killers per.
I mean, that
country.
makes
That's
sense.
Insane.
That
dude.
makes sense, and people are so
such a
fucking
little number.
retarded now.
It's got to be way higher.
You got to think, anyone who lives in a van and like who embraces van life, they're either going to be killed or they are going to kill.
And they definitely are going to have sex with people at truck stops.
Yeah,
It's
but that's
inevitable.
that's a part of the lifestyle.
Yeah, it's van.
Living on the road, yeah,
It's van culture.
yeah, immediately looks no longer a factor in things.
As soon as you have a panel van, dude, you are the alpha predator. On the road, everyone's like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah.
It has no decals on the side.
No decals.
This is obviously a pleasure van. What's
He
going on
he
back
blacked
there?
out his own windows from the inside. This dude's a real fucking psycho. He's in it. He's going to have a good time whether you want it or not.
The license plate says, on the way to hell.
Just on the license plate says rapist.
On my way, HLL.
Whatever happened to those?
What?
Do you remember, like, back in the day, it was
Back in the
creepy
day,
white
rapists?
vans? Yeah, and rapists and creepy white vans.
Dude, I
What do
still think
rapists drive
are
around
white
in?
Vans. White vans.
Still?
I guarantee it. Or Priuses. I don't know.
Why a Prius?
Because they're silent.
Because they are silent.
Yeah.
No,
If you're going to assault someone, you want to sneak up on them in a Prius.
I think white vans have gotten too expensive for pedophiles.
Prius. Sponsor us.
Sponsor us, even though Michael just said your car is for pedophiles.
And gangbangers.
That is true. I mean,
They're silent, dude.
you have the negativity of being driven by pedophiles, but you also have
And
the
gangbangers.
positivity of being driven by gangbangers.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
cool.
That's how you end up with 4 people outside your house in a Prius.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Whoever did the marketing for like the Hellcat definitely needs to be in jail because they just are tricking black people left and right. Let's be serious.
You know how many Hellcats I see at work, dude?
How the fuck does that
I
happen?
see so many fucking Hellcats at work.
I know. You can hear them like
And
speeding
they all
past
have
you.
decals on them, dude. What?
That person needs to go to jail. They are single-handedly.
I'm not saying anything, but
They're-
there's a higher chance if you have a Hellcat, you have a face tattoo. I'm just saying.
They're basically
They're
stealing
basically the
from black
same, dude.
people. They're stealing like probably $1 billion from the black community. Let's be real. It's the biggest thief in real time.
At least.
Scat packs.
Scat packs.
That is the biggest scam in real time.
Scat packs.
Why the fuck does everyone need like a car that can do like 145?
To run from the police officer.
I mean, yeah, I guess. But
Dude.
is it just a flex to be like I have like
I'm
the
not gonna
car?
lie. The other night I had a dream that I was running from the police in a white Bronco. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if I watched something about OJ right before
Dude, see,
sleep.
this is how I know you're retarded because you dream.
No, I don't have them often. It was weird that I remembered it.
You were in a car
Fleeing from the
chase.
police.
If I have a dream, it's no visuals. I just have sensations. Like I can tell what's going on. I can hear shit, but I can't see anything. I
always
dream as
have
a blind
visuals.
person.
I
That's how
only
I
have
know
visuals.
I'm like I have very wise. I have a lot of wisdom. Is because in my fucking dreams, in my most retarded moments, I'm still wise.
Yeah,
I'm
he
so wise I
can't
can't
handle-
even fucking see.
His brain can't handle all 5 senses in dreams, guys.
Yeah, it just shuts off the visual aspect.
Caleb, when he was like 8 or 9, he was having wet dreams without visuals, guys. How psychotic is that?
8 or 9.
Or 11, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I've never
I'm
had a
not
wet dream, dude.
psychiatrist,
I
dude.
figured that out. I figured that game out
That's weird.
early on.
That's weird.
It's weirder if you didn't.
How old were you when you figured it out?
17.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut your
old,
ass
bitch?
up. How old were you?
I think like 11 or 10. Whenever Kate Upton blew
You
up.
were 10?
Whenever Kate Upton blew up, that's when.
That's when you knew you were straight?
That's when.
Because as a little kid,
That's when I realized you can play
everyone
with
knew
yourself,
you
dog.
were gay.
Every little kid's gay. Think about it, dude. Have you ever met a little kid and been like, "This kid's
Dude,
gonna"?
I worked
this
with
kid's
little
gonna,
kids. They are all gay.
Yeah,
I know.
they're all gay as fuck.
Just running around, be like holding their friends' hands.
Thank
They're
you for
like
stopping
the
me.
boyfriend.
I was about to say something
Their
terrible.
other guy friends' hands, being like, "You're my best friend. I love you." And then the other one's like, "I love you." And then Oh, dude, the amount of kids that kiss each other on the lips, it's crazy. Constantly breaking
you gotta
that
stop that, dude.
Dude, it's yeah.
Dude.
It's
Guess
like,
what, mommy? I kissed Jacob on the lips today.
yeah, they do. They say I kissed
Mr. Caleb was watching really close.
No, I
He really liked it.
Scream. I'd be like, stop! Hey,
He was chewing us on.
they know they're doing something wrong because you scream at them. And they're like, oh shit! You scare them. They're like, oh shit!
And that's how kids,
Go away.
That's how kids end up in the closet, Caleb. You're perpetuating your homophobia on these children.
Just yelling at them.
Yelling at them for kissing their buddies.
I don't give a fuck if it was a hetero couple kissing. I'd yell at them too.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
That happened more often than not. Also, the girls that kiss each other all the time. Like, all the time. It was ridiculous.
I held myself back from making it real bad. You're welcome.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you not making it gross when we're talking about kids kissing each other.
I was going to make it fun.
It's just one of those things that you see.
Can't take too far.
Well, I know, like, the courts told you can't be around kids, so that's why I'm telling you, like, this is what happens.
Oh, yeah. The courts never tell me nothing, dog. I'm an outlaw.
Have you ever been to court?
No.
I've never been to court, surprisingly.
That is surprising.
I know.
No, I've never been in a courtroom.
I mean, there are times where I should have been. I just didn't show up.
That's not ideal.
No, and then you have to, you know what you have to deal, and then you find out you have a warrant. You're like, what the fuck? Wait, if I get pulled over for speeding or something, I'm gonna go to jail?
How do you find out you have a warrant? Who tells you?
Well, first they send you paperwork, because obviously you're missing that too. I'm not fucking checking that bullshit.
Of course.
They'll like send you, there's like something that like they'll email you, or like they'll send you like a text, and it's like, hey, you need to check this, and it's like the link they send you is like,
this is a scam, dog.
No, it's like to like a courthouse.
I know.
And you put in your like your information. It's like there's a warrant for your arrest, and you're like, what the fuck?
You're like, I watch the news, guys.
And then
I know about these scams.
How I found out was I checked online, and then I told like my parents, and like I was looking through the mail, and I found the letter that they sent me. Like
parking tickets, right?
It was speeding ticket.
In Virginia.
No, that shit stays state to state shit. Like Ohio cops, I have a warrant out for my arrest in Virginia as well, and Ohio cops aren't going to do anything about that.
What states do you have warrants out in?
Virginia.
Oh, so you don't have one here?
No.
Swag.
Yeah, and I checked recently too. I'm totally fine.
Clean, guys.
Yeah, but yeah, I can't.
Haven't hit it in like 18 months, guys.
But yeah, so then I got the letter, and it was like, there's a warrant out for your arrest, and your license is suspended. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know that. I was driving with a suspended license for like 2 months.
Could you imagine if like one of your friends became sober and you just always dogged him for it?
For getting sober?
Yeah, like 100 days. Wow, congrats on 100 days of being a fucking pussy, man. You couldn't hang? Fuck you.
Pussy.
I think that
you were
going
gonna
to
die,
most evil things
pussy.
you could do. I think that's one of the most evil things you can do is just dogging someone for becoming sober.
Yeah, or making them not sober to begin with.
To taint their drinks with stuff when they think they're drinking water.
Just put a
No, that's pure moonshine, bitch.
They just take a fucking big hit and just like 3 shots, and they're like,
and,
"Oh, where's the
and
coke?"
You're like a psychopath because they just drink it with a straight face. You're like, that's fucked.
Have you ever done that before? Trick people into drinking Everclear?
No,
I did that several times.
I'm sure it's funny.
It's okay. So I'm not gonna say any names, but I was at like a house party back like in high school or whatever. And I was looking, they had like a bunch of liquor bottles on the top cabinet, but I just was like opening to see, and there was like nicer liquor that it was their parents, because the parents let us use like the house. But behind it I saw like a weird shaped bottle, so I picked it up, and it was Everclear. And I was like, holy shit, if you don't know, Everclear is like basically 100% alcohol. There's nothing else. A beer is 3.5% alcohol. Everclear is 99.9. It's like the strongest shit you can buy. Mm-hmm. So I was there were people, and it was like a little thing where it's like people would stand behind and like help make drinks, mostly for chicks. So you're just serving chicks drinks. So they're like pouring a little mix in there, like, what do you want, vodka? Do you want tequila or whatever? And I was like, Guys, this vodka is amazing. I was just telling girls it was vodka. They're like, okay, great, I'll take some. And I was just doing like not a heavy pour, but like a healthy little shot. Dude, I was wrecking people. They were drinking it. Dude, girls were, after they were done with their drink, they were standing there like this.
Right.
Fucking out.
All right, buddy.
They were God.
Now make sure to clarify that you didn't do any shenanigans.
No, dude, I was gross. Women, even in that state, didn't want anything to do with me. But yeah, no, I just get them just fucking lit up, and they'd be like, "This is really strong," and it's girls, so you'd be like, "Drink, it's not strong," and they're like, "Okay, I guess I'm just being a girl." It's like, no, you're drinking 100% alcohol. Yeah. That shit, they use that to clean shit off of the bottom of boats. That was a thing. I used to do that all the time.
Might be one of the craziest lifestyles in modern America.
What?
Is being a moonshiner in Kentucky. That's got to be fucking wild, dude.
Yeah, well, do you know about popcorn?
Yeah, it's delicious.
No,
Healthy
popcorn,
snack.
the moonshiner. Johnny Knoxville interviewed him back in like the early 2000s. This dude was a fucking true outlaw.
I'm sure. What do you do? Give me a hint.
He just fucking he would.
Highlights, dog.
I think he went to jail for moonshining a couple times, but he lived in like the hills in Kentucky, had like a distillery. He would pop up in different locations every season. Made like, it was his like whiskey mash, whatever it is.
Moonshine.
Yeah, his moonshine was like the best of the moonshine that was made. So people would like buy and trade and sell his moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
It was valuable. So it was, I think it was like in 2012, maybe it was like, I don't know, around there or whatever. Popcorn knew that the feds were starting to crack down because they captured a couple of his like distilleries or whatever, and they were closing in on him.
Mm-hmm.
And Popcorn was sick. I forget. I mean, like, he's drinking moonshine his entire life, so his body was failing. And so I think what he did was, before the feds raided his place, he killed himself.
Swag.
Yeah. And left like a note where it just says to the feds, Popcorn says, "Fuck you."
That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure that was also etched onto his tombstone. Popcorn says, "Fuck you."
Could you imagine if you hung yourself and you just held on to the paper, and when they took it out of their hands, it just said Popcorn says "fuck you"? That'd be wild.
Could you imagine if you hang yourself and you're holding like the letter in your hand, and as soon as you take it out, you go, "Ah!" You scare you scare the dude, like the fucking like medic's like, "Ah! Ah!" And then you actually like, there's like
piss and shit yourself,
you're actually holding on to like a tripwire, then you snap it, and then you actually like break your neck in front of them.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Then they finally read the note. It says Popcorn says "fuck you."
You pay your buddy to make your finger up.
That'd be the scariest thing of all time.
Yeah, Popcorn's obviously not a looker from the name.
No,
I have a very strong opinion on what Popcorn looks like right now, and I think I'm right.
But
wrinkled and gray, dude.
Oh yeah. He's like,
Popcorn's
he's
an
like
ugly
6'2",
motherfucker.
looked like he was 100 years old.
Probably didn't have an eye.
I think you were right. I think he did. There was something like, it was like foggy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, Popcorn says "fuck
dude.
you."
He's Popcorn as fuck.
Kills himself. I'm pretty sure he shot himself.
That is the most outlaw thing you can do.
It really is, because he knew his time was up. He was also sick. Like I said, his body was failing him. He had cancer or whatever the fuck. So he was like, "I'm just gonna kill myself.
I'm gonna off myself.
Make the government look like a bunch of fucking incompetent
pussies.
idiots." Yeah, they couldn't even get me.
They couldn't get me. I'm Popcorn.
I think it was Teddy Roosevelt.
Classic guy.
Because he died in his sleep or something.
Is he the one with polio, or is he the one without polio?
I think it was the one with polio.
Okay, makes sense. He probably died as a pussy.
No, he was like,
kidding.
No, you do know about him, right?
Dude, his dad was a badass, not him. The one that had polio was not the badass. His dad was the badass. The dad that went to the Amazon, fought Cubans, all that shit. That was his dad.
Teddy Roosevelt.
His papa.
No, Teddy Roosevelt's the famous one. He's the badass.
Dude, I'm telling you, the one that's in a wheelchair is not the badass.
What are you talking about?
The guy with polio was in a wheelchair.
Dude,
let me look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Are you just talking about another random ass U.S. president?
Dude, Fucking hell, man.
Do you not know who Teddy Roosevelt is?
Do you not know who his son is?
Am I saying the right name?
Yes. This is Teddy Roosevelt. His
Yeah.
son was also president. His son was in a wheelchair.
No, I'm talking about that guy.
Yeah, he's a badass.
When Teddy Roosevelt died, I forget who the quote, like what the quote was, but they were like, it was the only way death had to, or that was the easiest way for death to take him, because if Teddy Roosevelt was awake, death would have had a fight on his hands or something like that.
Yeah, dude.
How badass is that?
He's a badass dude.
Yeah.
He did a lot of shit, dude.
He would have fucking fist fought death.
He started the what's it called? National parks.
Yo, oh dude, yeah, we could do an entire podcast about
He was a
Teddy
badass.
Roosevelt. Yeah, he was about. What are we at time wise?
20 or 30.
Okay, we could do. You want to do a couple more minutes? You
Yeah.
got another story or something to talk about?
How badass is it to be the president, or not the president, but like a wealthy man in the United States, and go to the Amazon and go look at these animals that have never been discovered? How crazy is that shit? Why would you be willing to do that? He's a
don't know.
wild person.
What the fuck kind of job does that even closely resemble now? We don't even have
None.
explorers. Yeah. Could you
Well, besides like being on Animal Planet?
could
or
you
some
imagine
shit.
a scenario where we live in a planet and we're like, we know there's a continent over there. We don't know what anything looks like though. How the fuck wouldn't everyone be like,
What the fuck is going on?
let's go? Wouldn't everyone be like, let's
No,
go check
dude.
it out?
If I lived
Send
in,
the two biggest
if
retards.
you lived in civilization, and then they're like, "You want to go move to the forest?" Fuck no, I don't want to go live in the forest.
No.
It's amazing that we were able to escape, because we were not. There's no way good people came from England over here in the beginning.
No.
It was all the religious fanatics, like the Puritans, the ones that they were like, "Nah, dude, you guys, you believe in some fuck shit. Get out of here." No one in Europe would take them, and they're like, "Okay, we go across sea," and that's how the United States was founded.
The Puritans?
Puritans and Quakers, yeah.
Aren't they the ones that were like fucking up the Native Americans?
Yeah, and the women,
Well, that was way before
the witch
1776.
hunters. Yeah, dude.
Well, that was, yeah, America was weird. It was a bunch of filled with a bunch of really soft pussies back then. They were wearing buckles and
Nah,
shit.
dog, they weren't pussies. You hear what they did with the Native Americans?
Yeah, no, they used disease to kill most of
Yeah.
them. That's not.
I mean, it's
That-
kind of badass to use biological
I
warfare.
mean, it's smart.
in the 1600s, and no one's thinking about that shit.
Smart.
Yeah.
It's smart. I'm not sure if it's badass, but it's
It was
smart.
kind of badass. I mean, it's fucked.
They got their asses handed to them by the Native Americans until the fucking
Smallpox.
until. Wait, when did the Wild West happen?
I don't know.
We got to get some sort of timeline down.
The 1850s, probably.
So they were. Oh fuck! The Wild West happened after.
The Trail of Tears.
Well, not only that, but did we fought and wait? So I'm so confused. Wait,
We are still at war.
let me just get this straight. During 1776, we didn't explore, like, we had the 13 colonies and that was it.
Correct.
There was just Native Americans who had no idea that, like, we just fought a battle against the biggest
Yeah.
nation in the world and won, and we're like, this is all of our land now. Just like, and they were Native Americans in California who were like 70 years away from seeing these
Dude,
people.
we didn't like.
had no idea.
We didn't really put them down until our 20th president, dude. They were still fighting until our 20th president.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, dude.
We
He
are
was a war general at the time.
we are a warring nation.
He became famous because he just kept throwing his troops at Native Americans until they crumbled. That's how he became super famous, and he led the charge.
That's so fucking crazy.
And then he massacred all of them when he became president, basically, and made them do the Trail of Tears. He was a real hater, Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, it
on the
was
$20
Andrew Jackson.
bill. And this has been We Didn't Say That.
Peace out, guys. Damn, you guys actually learned something. We all learned something right now.